So, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me. I'm the Guru Mama. I think I am. That's what I call myself, anyways. I have been doing this work for 30 plus years. And when I started to do it as a little novice, like I've always been intuitive, seen things, and it's been one of those things that I've been, I would say things, and then people would be like, well, how do you know that? And I just knew kind of thing. So it's always been with me, and I think many of us can understand that because I think many of you are the same way. You're very intuitive. But it wasn't until I did it was back in Penticton, of course, back in Penticton, my hometown. And I was wanting to like I knew I had this, but I wanted to enhance it more. Like I really wanted to enhance this gift even more than what it was. And to do that, like I read tea leaves since I was a kid, right? I did tea leaves. Tarot cards weren't allowed in the house, so did not have tarot cards. I wasn't one of those kids from high school that had tarot cards and shit like that. That wasn't allowed in the house. But we could do tarot. We could do tea leaf readings and things along that lines. So I've been doing that. And tea leaf reading is a whole different level than tarot cards, just an FYI. And same with scrying. Scrying is a whole nother level of divination than tarot cards. It's very you can get a lot out of scrying. Like I understand why the ancients used a lot of scrying because it gives you a lot of depth of information. Sometimes it takes a little bit to decipher it because it is just sort of like images coming up and going back and forth. Same with tea leaf reading. So, in doing what I do, good morning. It's been one of those things that I really enjoyed. I really felt compelled to do it. And finding one a book by Francisca de Grandes on working with the Fae and becoming a Fae shaman. And it was a book in Penticton, and it was one of those books that was, because most of the witch books or any of the occult books were all behind the desk. They would not put them out on the shelves at that time. And this is back in, I would say, the 90s, like even in the 90s, and being a small town and very prevalent Christian town, they, any of the books were always, you'd have to go and ask. And I came from, I mean, I wouldn't say like it wasn't a wealthy family, but it was a family that many people knew. Because I mean, yeah, okay, 27,000 people in Penticton, but somehow everybody knew who my dad was. My dad was a well-known person. They knew that we were Catholic. We went to the big church. St. Anne's Church was the big church, and so we went to, and my mom was the secretary. Dad was Grand Poobah of the Knights of Columbus and stuff like that. So people knew who my dad was. He was also part in politics and all kinds of stuff. So, anyways, so to ask, just hoping that that person didn't know who I was asking, because it was kind of be frowned upon that this good Catholic girl is asking who has. And at that time, I would have had. Oh, I think I already had like I had more than two children. I had kids. I had children. And so it was one of those things that people, you don't want word to get back. It's like you still want to be the good Catholic girl. It's one of those things. You still want to be the good Catholic girl. Even today is Good Friday. I'm having fish today. You got to be the good Catholic girl. I don't know. It is instilled. It's in my DNA. Somehow it has always been with me. It always will. I mean, did a past life. They told I was an Irish woman from the 11th century. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But anyways, all of this energy coming in and wanting to be able to help and guide and everything else. And that's what I felt to do. Went through many different names, many different names. MJ's Creation Supplies was my name of my business because I owned an actual scrapbooking store in Penticton. And M Mary June's Magical Offerings, I think, was another one. and I had where people could come to my house, and I was able to put together a scrapbook where I wanted witchcraft, or I wanted what I did as a Tupperware party. That's what I was trying to devise. Like, I wanted you to be able to order things from a catalog, and we would have a Tupperware party. So, but it would be a pagan witchy party. And what would happen is that we would have a theme for it. So it would be like, if you decided to have one of these parties, it would be an altar setup. So anything that you ordered from the altar, um, part of the book, you would get 10% off or something like that. Or if you wanted to do a wand making class, so then anything to do with wands or anything like that would be a certain percentage off. So that's what the party was. That's what I started to do. And in there, I'd be doing readings. So I did a lot of readings. The house we lived in Penticton, you can still go by the house. It is very odd house. It's a house that was built in the last turn of the century. It's funny that you can say that, right? Last turn of the century, not this one, because we're in 2026. But it was ordered from the Sears catalog. It was a prefab California style home, beautiful home, and very haunted. It was owned by one of the first mercantiles in Penticton, who opened a mercantile store, and his wife just happened to be a little witchy. So she did a lot of stuff in that house. The last owner, before we rented it from the owner now, was a shaman, and he would do carvings, like chainsaw carvings out, and he would have them out on the front lawn, just absolutely beautiful carvings. And they were full length mirrors along the backyard. It sat on a quarter acres on a corner lot in Penticton on Winnipeg Street. This house was I was drawn to it. It's a beautiful house. Yes, there was a lot of entities. Yes, there were shitload of ghosts, good, bad, and different. We couldn't keep anything on top of our fridge because there was a big cat that was on top of there that didn't like anything on top there. I left every day. I would leave at least 2 ounces of whiskey out every night to appease the house spirits so that we could sleep. And by the morning, the two ounces was gone. Like, it was gone. And it wasn't my children drinking. Somebody said, "Oh, it's your children." No, I saw it disappear. I saw it go. And I said, "Okay, you have a good night now." We had, instance of, people sitting on our beds, to all kinds of stuff. Anyways, so that was a house that I really started things started to really open up for me. And from there, I did my first sort of market was on Canada Day. So the thing is that for me to do what I do, it's a part of me, and I do, and I love it. I love it. I do have a part of me that was also taught to be able to shake shit off. And I know many of you, I know, like, it's funny, I got two Leos here. Many of you, you guys, you guys get attachments very easily, and it's just part of I guess that earth walk, or whatever you signed up for in this lifetime, that for you to do this work, it's extremely difficult to do it, because you weren't really meant to do the full healings, or get into that, or get into some of the spell casting in that. Yes, you can still do it, not saying you can't, not saying, because both of you, and I can see that both of you here are extremely intuitive women, are extremely powerful women that do hold a lot of clout. And when you guys say, and when you initiate things, it really, I see shit happening with both of you. um the big thing is the energy that certain people can do, and that doesn't mean that one is lesser than the other. It's just different. And it's just like when some people say, "Well, I'm a medium," right? Or and there's different types of mediums, right? Not every medium is the same. Some mediums get names, get dates, and stuff like that. I get premonitions, I get feelings, I can see things, I get smells. Not necessarily get names. I don't get names from people. So people ask me what the dog's name is. I have no freaking idea. I can't even remember my own dog's name half the time. So I like boundaries, get the fuck off me. Exactly. And for me, it's like I know when things are there um and they leave, right? It's I don't know. It's just one of those things that I've been able to shake off. Maybe sometimes not fully, sometimes there's still things, but able to cleanse, clear, and all of that type of stuff. Um, Definitely been called an old witch many, many times. And many times when people don't know who I am and they've just heard about me, they actually don't think I'm white. They think I'm black. So it's I find that very hilarious as well. It's this energy of working, and I feel like this energy that's here now, this Aries energy, this craziness of energy, this is my time. I thrive in chaos. Now, not meaning that I like to cause chaos. God help me, I do not. Callie can stay on the other side of the room. She can stay on the other side of the door. I do not need her to come into my life. But what I mean when I thrive in it is that I'm able to help people through it. And I'm able to see those roads, those um energy fields that you can go through and grow from and inspire from. Um and that's kind of like my forte. You know, so in doing what I do and doing like the tarot, like I always go back to the tarot. I don't go to oracle cards. Oracle cards to me, I find oracle cards harder to read than tarot. Tarot to me is easy peasy, right? Oracle cards, because the energy of oracle cards are written by somebody else and their energy and their interpretation of what that card is. And trying to put your interpretation on a card that somebody's already imprinted their interpretation on is very difficult to decipher through. Some people are very good with it. They like it because they find the oracle cards are easier because you can, a lot of times they have an explanation on there or whatever. So they can easily read them. For me, it's like, okay, yeah, it's and I find sometimes with oracle cards, not that I mean I have like trust me, I have like 30 plus decks of oracle freaking cards more. I used to have over 100. Um is that I like them. They're pretty, they're nice. They're useful if you want something like a they're thank you. They're a quickie, but they're not long satisfying like a tarot deck. That's how I see oracle cards. So bringing them in, and then you get, yes, you can get different oracle cards with different depths and meanings. For me, the oracle cards, they're nice. I mean, when you get, whoa, look at that! There's something jumping. I love jumpers. Ha ha! And they are a lot nicer. Oh, you mean oracle cards are a lot nicer? Yeah. And then that's what people want. They want the pretty shit, right? Um, I'll take the card if you're pulling one. Um, the thing you got it, Candace. The thing is that people that's the whole shit, is that people want pretty, which is fine. I like pretty too, right? But they want it easy peasy. And this energy, this time that we are living in is not easy peasy. It is terrible. It is it is depth. And when people just want to go for the easy, it pisses me off, right? I um it's like when I'm helping people and they just don't, they continue doing the same fucking bullshit over and over again. I'm just like, okay, I'm fed up, right? I can't, I have certain limits in my in how I do things. For me, dealing with somebody with a huge mental illness, and then playing on it pisses me off. Like, I just can't, it just irritates me a lot. And seeing people try and do or say certain things that just, it's just like, that's just no, right? I try and stay away from the political and the geopolitical and the conspiracy, but I love it. I do. I love the conspiracy bullshit. Like, do you think they're actually going to the fucking moon and circling around it on April Fool's Day? They left on April Fool's Day. My husband says, "Oh, Mary, you can't marry June. Don't be so cynical." But I'm just like, "Come on." You like they showed the 4 astronauts. Like, my husband loves to watch Good Morning America bullshit, right? So he's watching that and I saw them and I'm just like, "Fucking that's like a fucking studio." They're all lit up and and I'm thinking, the only woman with 3 men. Like, what the fuck's that? Like, my first I'm a Scorpio. You know where the fuck my mind went? That that's just crazy. And it's a day when people are so heightened, right? So, do I think that they're circling around the earth? Because, then they get these pictures and I'm like, well, how did they get that picture? What happened? Do you actually believe they landed on the moon? Hmm. Hmm. Did they? Or was, because there's so much evidence that's come out like, no, they didn't. I remember my dad filming it with his 8 millimeter camera, because there was no such thing as video back then, right? And video recorders. And he's filming it, and it was a great event on black and white television. And it's like, what? How? I mean, I was just a kid. I was just a little kid when this is all happening. I was just like, and we were allowed to stay up late. And and calling it Artemis too. Like, oh my God. I'm like, man, people, you want to fall into that narrative. And I just have a feeling that they didn't get the response that they totally want from it. They're really trying to hype this up, but they're not getting what they want from the audience, because people are more concerned over other shit in the world. People are more concerned about filling their bloody tank up, you know, and and if they're able to fill up their tank. I mean, to fill up my tank now is like, what was it? $80 when it was a dollar 60 something. Now it's like a dollar. I don't know what the gas is today, but the other day it was a dollar 70 something. And I don't think $80 filled it right up. And we were at a quarter tank. So maybe, yeah, I don't know, because Eddie filled it up. But that's the whole thing. It's like, how much does it cost? And my mind keeps going to, like, how is this all playing out? Like, that's where my mind goes. So first of all, I'm going to pull out this jumper. The jumper card just going to say is for all of us, and it's the Ace of Cups. It's the Ace of Cups. So I call this a holy card, and the reason I call it the holy card is because you have the dove with a host. And the host, the spirit is coming in. So I feel like the spirit is definitely coming in for all of us. And the spirit is wanting us to have it flow through us, with us, in us, and around us. And this card is very much, this is the first step in allowing for spirit to come in, allowing for that host, for us to be the host of the spirit, and how we need to be and do it in our authentic way. This is about taking down all of the garb that we might have had before, or all of the, personas that we might have had. And it's like saying, no, this is who the fuck I am. This is who I am. I am who I am. I'm a spiritualist who loves conspiracy. An astrologer. I'm a person who wants to come to the truth and find out what the truth is. So let's step into that spirit. Now that could have a different meaning for you all, right? And how you want to fulfill that, and fulfilling that in the way that feels right for you. right? You might be pulled in different ways, or people might say, well, there's this and that, and we see this and that in you. That's all fine. But if it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't feel right for you, then don't do it. Right. So that's the whole that's where this card is coming into that truth, that of what is you, and that spirit that is you, and allowing for that energy to flow through, and having it, because it is a beautiful chalice with the dove coming in with the host. The dove is the host. The dove is the spirit giving you the host to come in. You are the chalice, right? So that chalice of energy that's coming out in and around you. So we're stepping into this newness, and we got to step into it with that intuition, right? And allowing for that intuition to fill you up. And going back to the moon thing, I think they're going to go around, and there's going to be shit that they're going to see, and they're gonna like, fuck, we can't do this. If that's where they're going, nah, 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 nah. I'm like, you have so many satellites that are going out there. You have Voyager 1, Voyager 2, Voyager 3. You have, what is that new beautiful telescope that's out there, right? That can sort of turn and take pictures and stuff. Like, are you telling me that you couldn't have gone to the moon before then, and you have all of this? I mean, what is it? Apollo 1 that has gone past Pluto? It's way out there in another part that we've never gone before. I'm sorry. It's just shiny things for people to look at, right? And they want to map the moon. I'm like, this is where my mind went with all of this. If you wanted to map the moon, what happened to when you went there the first fucking time? You didn't do anything. You didn't map it out. You know, all of it just, you put something on Mars, that little Mars little 4x4 that's out there, taking pictures, and rover, the rover, Mars rover. You couldn't have put a rover on the moon. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Too many questions, Mary. Too many questions. Going down the wrong road. You know what I really love? This is another, you got to follow all my thoughts here. I love it when you hear things in the UK or in Ireland and stuff, and they're wanting, and somebody buys property, and especially a lot of these newbies that are going into the countries, and they're like, okay, you can buy the farmland, but don't cut down that tree. All right, that's the fairy tree. So if you cut it down, it's not going to be good. It's going to bring you bad luck. And there's a story of this one guy who came, and he's like, he bought it. It was a farm that the family finally had to sell. Anyways, the grandfather and grandmother were getting too old. They couldn't take care of it. And so this young guy, you know, thinking he knows it all, says, "Okay, I'll buy. Yes, I'm going to buy it. It's a beautiful property." And everybody, even the realtor, said, "Don't cut down this tree. Don't cut the tree down." Right? That is a fairy tree. Just let the fairy tree do what the fairy tree does. Work around it. You can plant things. Just when you get, just appease it by saying, "Do you mind if I plant this flowers and that flowers and that?" And the guy thought it was a funny joke. He says, "Yeah, okay, whatever." So as they were doing the renovations of the place and of the farm and the things, he found that the tree was an obstruction, and the tree was in the wrong place. And he thought, well, fuck it, I'm just going to cut it down. Well, that wasn't exactly the best thing for them to do, because within 6 months, his wife got cancer, and within 3 months, she died. Within a year and a half, he lost everything. He had a thriving business, the whole bit, he lost all of that. He started to lose everything, and he couldn't figure out why. And someone goes, "Did you cut down the fairy tree?" He goes, "Yeah, I did cut down the fairy tree." She goes, "Well, that's why." She goes, "You gotta go back, and you gotta do something to make amends with the fairies." And he goes, "Are you fucking joking?" She goes, "If you wanna live a better life, and you don't wanna keep on going and going, going to bankruptcy, you gotta go back and make appeasement to the tree." He goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You got to either plant a new tree and you got to do offerings to that tree every single day until it gets its roots." He thought that they were fucking mad. But his buddy was saying, "You know what, man? What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt? Do it." you know? And he did. He started to do it. And he planted a new tree very similar to the tree that was there. Started doing offerings, started to bring in other little plants, little crystals, just going there and saying, thank you and all of this to the tree. And in about, I don't know, like it was like 2 or 3 years it took that the tree finally rooted. And in him doing that every day, he began to change himself. He began to get more rooted in spirituality. He began to get an understanding. And he even said that I could hear the fairies. I could hear them talk to me. He goes, I didn't get back all the wealth and everything else, but I got back more of a peace within inside myself and an understanding and appreciation of nature. So there's amazing, when people think that when they start to move things and, especially in different, um, places, like there's another one where one of my clients, he's from the Philippines, and there's areas in the Philippines that are very sacred, right? And you just don't go, you don't take the stuff, you don't take the fruit or anything out of it. And I guess it was his uncle that thought they stopped off on the side of the road because he had to go pee, and it was in one of these sacred areas, and he didn't think anything, and he pissed on the ground. And all of a sudden his uncle got an infection. Craziness started to happen in the family. Things started to go off. His uncle got really sick. They couldn't figure out because he was perfectly healthy before. Then shortly after he did all of this, then it was, I guess, one of the women said, well, what did you guys do when you guys went out on your trip? And they sort of went through, and she goes, yeah, well, what are you missing? There's something there you're missing. And he goes, oh yeah, uncle had to pee on the side of the road. She goes, where? And they said, she goes, you peed on sacred land. You peed where you weren't supposed to pee. So there's a lot of energy on this earth, and there's a lot of power on this earth in places, and sometimes there's no explanation for it. Same in Hawaii. Hawaii is a very magical land. It's losing its magic, and it's unfortunate, but it is losing its magic. But there is still some power there, with the people, and trying to keep that power going and keep that energy of the land going. But with so many billionaires moving there, it's kind of like sucking up the energies. I think it happened when Dole went in with the pineapples and the plantations, and really started to rape the land. So, and that started to take a lot of the power away in there as well. So land has power. There is power there all over. And I feel, this is also a time that we need to, with all the craziness, is come in and start respecting the land more, respecting the energies that are around us even more, right? So I'm going to pull a card for you, Candace. So, she got the 8 of Cups. So you are moving into a new direction, a whole new setup. It's emotional. It feels it's where you're done. There's things in the past that you are done. It's I love the 8 of Cups because everything is set up perfectly. It's set up really nicely. Like all the little knots have all been tied together. Everything is in nice little order, and it's time to move on. It's not time to look back. This is a whole new movement, a whole new energy field that's coming in for you to move forward. Anything that is from the past, anything that you've done in the past, it's there, it's done. You are not, it's like you're not affiliated with it. You're not a part of that anymore, and that you are moving up into a new direction. There is definitely, there is emotion, but it's bringing in a greener pasture. It's bringing in something that is more supple, something that is more, more of what you love, more of what you want to do. And with it, it's bringing in the newness. So 2 of Wands comes in. So there is something new there. You have an idea of what it is. You're holding that in your hand. You have an idea. You have your wand there. So there is passion. There's life that's within this new direction that you want to go into, and it's very pleasant. It's not overly burdening. It's not over compassing you. It's more of a of I got more pleasant, more peaceful, more in aligned with who and what you are wanting to do within your life and your family's lives. This is bringing in more, and I feel like it's encompassing a lot of peace, and a lot of grounded basis within your world. And with that, you will receive lots of information on the direction that you want to, but you got to trust in it. Double eights. So there is definitely some prosperity and abundance that's coming in there, with the two there too. So there's 8828. There, yeah, there's prosperity and abundance that's coming in with this. And it's going to be coming in quite rapidly because Ace of Wands moves fast, man. It doesn't mess around. So there is movement that's coming in, movement where you're moving away from old ways, old ideas, old thoughts, and moving into this new direction that's going to bring in that prosperity and abundance that you are wanting, to have. And I see that it's not only financially, but there is the abundance that comes in with safety, security, and more peace of mind that comes forward with it. So it's a really nice energy, right? Do I get one too? You greedy little Leos here. Give it to me, give it to me. It's like a cat when it wants something. I want one too. What are you doing? Just not fully clear yet. When I'm walking, I just know it's forward. Thank you. You're very welcome. No, it is. It's very positive. It's very pleasant. I don't get the craziness in it. I don't get, past craziness with it at all. So that's nice. That's nice for you. You need that. So, yeah. As we're going through so much transitioning and stuff like that. I watched the interview with Pierre again. It was good. I can understand why people like, you know that he gets criticized for not being harder on Trump, but I think he wants to be more of a negotiator. Yeah. So that's a good thing. The thing is, I feel like transitions and changes are definitely happening within our world. So, um, I guess China's building a huge electrical plant in Ontario. So that I found interesting. It's supposed to bring in jobs and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I think a lot will go to AI. So AI is developing very, very quickly. I'm taking a course in it too. Um, I joined a summit. I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do this. And so I can get more information in order to utilize it. So, because I want to be able to implement AI and utilize these tools, because the thing is that it's here, it's coming in whether we like it or not. It's almost where, if you think about somebody, like the Industrial Revolution, when it took, how long did it take to plant, you know, t- to plant 1 acre of corn? You had to do it by hand. You had to, till the land, with the horses and whatever, and then you had to go out and you had to plant the seeds, right? It could take hours. It could take weeks just to do 1 acre, right? And then all of a sudden, an industry came in that said that we could do this in like, you could plant an acre in less than an hour now. And so bringing in that time, you having more time in different ways, right? in doing things. And same with the, when the computer came in 1997 and the internet opened things up, it opened up a whole new world, right? A world that we weren't expecting, and from that world of the World Wide Web, new jobs, new industries started to develop from there, right? And from where there was a time where you could not stream without having to pay, right? Like on YouTube or what have you, or Facebook and Instagram. Now you're able just to click on go and here I am. So now we're into AI. Like, what kind of industries, what kind of things can be derived from this? Yeah, I mean, just like the internet, just like everything to do with the industrial revolutions, there's the pros and the cons that go along with this, right? So, but how can you utilize the pros, especially as a spiritual worker? How can you bring in that energy to create something that is more proactive than negative? And that's where I want to learn. I want to learn how to utilize this in more of a positive way that can assist me um, in doing what I do and getting my message out. You know, hence the moon subscriptions, and doing moon subscriptions now. So I got, getting people to sign up for moon subscription. I'm going to put a limit on it. Like, I'm only going to allow for a couple more people to come in to do the moon subscriptions, right? Because I mean, I'm doing them. It's not, I do the moon subscriptions. I do the readings. And so, I mean, I can't do 100. I mean, 100 people signed up for the moon subscriptions. I would be like, holy shit, how many videos would I have to do and recordings on everybody's chart and write-ups and everything else? Because that's what I do. I do write-ups for everybody's chart. And then I do the readings for them, right? And yeah, I could probably do 20 moon readings a month, new moon and full moon readings very easily. Uh, and that's just because I got um, I'm able to utilize new tools in order to do that, in order to deliver a better message for people, a clearer message for people. And that's what my whole thing is that if I'm doing what I do and being a psychic and an astrologer, I want to be able to give people a clear message, not something of that is sort of hyped and, airy fairy kind of thing. So that's why I hate to go in some psychics, because they don't give you the meat and potatoes. They give you something airy fairy, right? Nothing, not that I don't like fairies, just saying. I love fairies. Okay. Chariot card. There you go, Shar. The chariot card. So the chariot card comes in. The chariot card is ruled by Cancer. It is one because it rules the heart, and the heart is protected. So if you notice that he does have a chest plate on, and he has the two sphinx in front and the two places. So it's direction, the direction, allowing yourself to listen to your heart and follow your heart on the direction that you want to go. Being a major arcana card is a card that says you better listen to what your heart has to say in the direction that it needs to go into, knowing that you're fully protected. Like, that heart is fully protected. Also understanding that the Cancer is a crab, so you got to be able to move in new ways, move in new directions, and allow yourself to be able to move in those directions that come forward, and not just think that it's only going to be a straight path. This is the only way. This is what I'm doing, but opening you up to many new paths that are going to be that are coming forward for you, and allowing yourself to maneuver which one feels right into my heart, and allowing that truth to come through. And as you allow that truth to come, oh, we got the Judgment card reversed. So that means it's like, yeah, it's the Judgment card reversed, and that's two major arcanas. That's almost like, what are you afraid of, right? Because the Judgment card's a freeing card. So here I am, I'm free. I'm listening to the horns, I'm listening to the angels, I'm listening to whatever is coming down. When it's reversed, am I really listening? Am I really hearing what's being said? Or am I trying to, I don't know, am I trying to make it something other than what it is, right? So I mean, having a chariot card, and then the Judgment reversed. I feel like there's something that's happening there that you really need to start paying attention. It is a course correction of energy. It's very grounded. This is about movement. This is about control. This is about not, like we're because we're in chaotic Aries energy, right? So it's directed fire, and how you are directing that energy going forth. Are you moving forward? Do you have control? But only if you stay aligned. Know that your heart's protected, right? This is hold the reins, stay the focus. Don't let emotions hijack everything. And it's all, it's the old world going away, with a new world coming in, and allowing yourself to step in it. It's your comfort versus expansion. Um, it's like getting stuck with, I got to stay here. I got to, this is where I'm going to stay. Right. And with that, you have the sword, Ace of Swords reversed. So the Ace of Swords, when it comes in, it's like it's taking you to look at truth, and look at what is that truth. Is there something there that you are not paying attention to? And I think you got to sit down and look at it. So what is it that you're not paying attention? Like this is, the sword's truth. The swords, you know, um oh right, you got a Capricorn moon. Yeah. See, I feel sorry for a lot of people with Capricorn right now, because everything's moved out of Capricorn. And if you haven't learned your lesson since 2008 with Capricorn, because the Capricorn lesson was not to go with what everybody else is saying. The Capricorn was, with Pluto and Capricorn, was getting people to really realize what's going on in the world. And now that he's left, it's like, basically everything is rising up. So showing you everything in your life that isn't working. This isn't working. This doesn't have structure. This isn't right. That isn't right. And it's actually looking at it and saying, yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't align with me. I don't need it anymore. But where a lot of, especially with Capricorns, because Capricorns are fucking stubborn. They want things done in a certain way. They want it done their way. It is an earth sign, right? Earth signs can be very harsh, right? It can be fucking harsh. And the thing is that they Capricorns are the last ones to ask for help. They want to do it themselves, unless they choose the people they have around it. This is where it's like, this is, if it's upright, it's clarity, truth, and breakthrough. And I see it now with it reversed. It's confusion, it's overthinking, second guessing, you're knowing. It's this is like telling yourself a softer version of the truth. This is not, you don't know. This is, but you're editing it, and making it easier, making it safer, making it more acceptable, making it less disruptive. And this is where the Chariot wants you to move the fuck forward, and the Judgment card reverse is saying stop hesitating, and the Ace of Swords reverse is saying stop diluting the truth. Right? You already know the truth. You already know the direction. You already you're ready to go. You're ready to go forward with whether it's with your new business, with whatever it is that you want to create and do. But somehow you're diluting it. You have all these excuses of why it can't go, or what you can do and what you can't do, instead of going ahead and doing it, and not worrying about what other people think. Candace is a Leo too. She's got a Libra moon though. She's all mushy and emotional. Capricorns are like, it's a harsh transit, right? And your husband's the opposite, which is funny, because that's why you guys connected, and being the opposite. And having that, that energy is can be very, where am I diluting my truth? Where am I diluting the truth of who I am? Right? Who am I? Who am I? And what is my truth? And I got to stand in that truth and not dilute it. That means I got to stand out there and be the lion, be the roar. And being a lion, and being a lion that's roaring, doesn't mean that you're being mean or facetious, or or rude. It just means that you're standing in your passion and your love, and you're letting people know that you can stand in your passion and your love. You also have a Scorpio rising, for fuck's sake. Like, that's just like, bing, get it done, baby. Scorpio's going to take you to the depths, but Scorpio doesn't, it wants the truth. And that's where conflict can come in, right? Conflict can come in with that. I mean, for me, I'm a Scorpio double Cancer, right? The emotions come in. Woo, 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 woo. Fucking emotions. Yeah, I'm filled with emotions. I'm filled with feelings and understanding. And yeah, do I want to mute them sometimes? Definitely. Oh, fuck yeah. Right? This is why I didn't do drugs, right? Drugs and me ain't a good thing, right? So this is for you. It's like looking at, what do I need to do to step into my truth? What are my excuses? And that's a hard time. Sometimes that's a hard thing to look at. I had a conversation with Kyle and I said, this energy is very much, I have to speak my truth and know my wealth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Capricorns, beautiful thing about Capricorns is that you're able to create a very grounded, stable energy. That's what Capricorns are. You're able to go up. You're also the mystical sea goat, so you can stand in the mystery of things. You can stand in the magic of the creation as you are going up, right? That's the beauty of it. And this is that, to step into that beauty, step into that truth. And when you do, that harmony comes in and people start to see. It's like, who gives a fuck if somebody else is making dog treats? Like, it's like, who cares? I don't, whatever. I'm gonna, mine are better than yours. Like, it's like, who gives a fuck about things? That's the whole thing. Driving on the other side of the road, Virgo rising is not grounding. Ground yourself, ground yourself. Don't drive on the other side of the road. You don't wear flip flops while you drive. Uh, this is the whole thing, right? And sometimes, like, even for myself, okay, and I'll put myself in the hot seat. I've been told by two separate psychics that I trust a lot, and they said I have to choose one road. That's it. I can't be a psychic medium, this, that, and the other thing. I got to choose my road. And then I was asked, what do you love? Astrology. First thing came up, astrology. Okay, what do you want to do with astrology? I want to guide people through the astrology to help them. So you want to guide people through the chaos. That's what came through. Guide people through the chaos. Oh, yeah, I'm very good at guiding people through chaos. That's what I do. So it's like looking at, what am I really good at? Like, what am I good at? And I'm just like, for Candace is really good at telling truth, getting direction, telling people this is the way you should do it. You don't like it, too bad, fuck off, and off she goes, right? She's very good at making people feel comfortable. Her home is very comfortable, very comfy. She's very, I got like, going back to Candace here. She's got like, sort of like, I got this vibe of very much wanting to have the cottage country kind of energy, right? And then for you, Charlene, you got this vibe of, I can create fabulous meals and goodness for people to eat and to thrive and to do well. I can create substance. I can create sustainability. You got that. And that's part of it. So part of creating that sustainability, what can I do? Well, I'm good. Look at, I can grow shit. You're great at growing shit. I can't grow fuck all. Like, that ship passed. That ship passed. Right? I'd rather go to the farmer's market and buy stuff than for me to have to you know, grow it myself. That's just me, right? You know, yeah. So Candice, one lives in Okotoks, one lives in Moose Jaw. Growing stuff, like having the greenhouse, having the growth thing downstairs, doing these things. That's you. That's you creating it, right? I mean, you're fabulous at like you could probably go to the farmers market and do seedlings and have all your fucking seedlings out there of all the heritage stuff that you want to grow and you want to have and make damn fucking good money out of it. You can make your simple little property into an off-grid property very, very easily. You know, that you have that technology, you have that advantage. You have somebody there who can actually build shit, right? So does Catfish has somebody there who can build shit. And tomatoes from the ground, and I thought, oh, that was so awesome. Yeah, just begin to do it. Get it, do it, build your own little like I mean to build a raised bed. I mean, you need um, putting cardboard at the bottom, throw a bunch of sticks and stuff like that, put some mulch on top of that, then whatever your soil is with your mixture and plant away and put whatever you want over top, like a greenhouse and that, and you can do your thing. I know how to do shit. I just, my mind goes somewhere else, right? You got it. You got to trust in it. Stop diluting it. Diluting is just going to cause you more problems, more heartache. And that's going to help you to create things. And, it's your daughter in that already thinks that you're fucking loopy. So who cares, right? She already thinks what she thinks. And that, but she's gonna, I feel like, your daughter just came in the reading, but I feel like she's going to learn something very serious soon on having to trust life and trust God. So that's going to be a big one. So the government is ridiculous. Every second thought is I'm not letting those fuckers charge. Yeah. That's why, I mean, going to a farmer's market, I love to go to a farmer's market. I love to buy, direct from the farmers and do things like that. That's a huge thing for me. Um, I used to we used to go to a place called Karamias outside of Penticton, and the kids, when pumpkin season, they'd go pick their pumpkins and stuff like that. And when the different squashes and zucchinis and stuff were out, we'd go out there and we could pick our own. um, I used to love it. I love doing that, right? But you know, plus I rent. I mean, if I possibly, I mean, Steve's good. Steve would be great at it, to have his own little garden that he could pitter patter around in his greenhouse. Oh, he'd love it. He'd be in his greenhouse. He'd be growing his herbs. He'd have a place for him to roll his herbs, do his herbs. He'd have an herb farm. He'd be pleased as punch in doing something like that. Very peaceful, very off grid. But that's what I find that, yeah, for you to start doing, and that's where this portal is, right? I want to build Gerald and me a shed and a greenhouse. That would be cool. You could do it. There's a lot of TikTok and YouTube tutorials. You could do it. You start building it and they will come. The people who you need to help you along the way. So I feel, I see so many people that are able to do certain things, but either they're not grounded enough to do it or they're all over the place and they're very squirrely and everything else, right? Steve the herbalist. Yes, Lexi. Steve could be a very good herbalist, right? Just growing his little buds. And he'd be pleased as punch. He'd be out there, he'd be in his glory, man. Right? And just doing his thing. And that's the thing, is like allowing for that, allowing yourself to be open to that. And that's the same way, for me, it's like, this is the road I'm doing. This is what it is. I do have old clients that'll, definitely. I have one client of mine who's in her 70s, and she buys 5 readings from me at a time at a very, very reduced price. And I see her about every second month, and we talk about her loved ones who've passed away. I have clients that have been with me for a long time who, that's how they connect with me. And definitely that'll always be there. But my main priority or my main road is one to do my containers and my moon readings. Those are the big ones. We want some chickens. We can do that in our area. Chickens. They just got 2 chickens at Lalonde. They have a fox problem. Anyways, my chateau diaries. Yeah, I could have a chateau with a giant a giant greenhouse, and there he is doing his stuff in his greenhouse in the back. There we go. You want chickens too? That would be cool. I like to eat chickens. I don't necessarily like to have them. I think they're so cute. I think they can be cute. There's cute little chickens and stuff like that. But I've been I've been on a farm. I've had chickens chase me. I've had chickens peck at me. Geese are the worst. Ugh. Geese. Oh, geese are horrible things. Right? They're just vicious, evil monsters. And you don't realize how big their wingspans are, and they start and they got little teeth. Like freak me. They got little teeth. Man. You know, the little goslings and stuff are cute. The little geese. The little chicks are cute too. So Lexi, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me. My beautiful Lexi. The little Gemini has to come in here and balance everything out. Got the Gemini energy. Gotta have that, that's for sure. Because the Geminis come in, they're like, what? Gotta balance things out. Feathered dinosaurs. Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. They are. They're those little Tyrannosaurus. No, not Tyrannosaurus Rex. What are they? Oh, Mateus would know. But yeah, they're dinosaurs with with feathers. Oh, Lexi, do you want me to pull you a card? And I'll pull you a card, love. So if you want, just give me a yes, and I can do that. But yeah, the T-Rex, whole energy of things that are going on. What is it? Trump's address that we're going to blow them up and blow them back to the middle. Pull her a card. Yes. Pull what is it? He's going to bomb Iran and take them back to the Middle Ages. That's what he said. And then he told everybody in NATO, well, if you guys aren't helping, you guys want gas and oil, go get it. I was just like, when I would just watch bits and pieces of his speech, and then of course the UK came out and he said, well, the United States is threatening me, and but you're in a fucking crisis. Like the UK is in a hell of a crisis. One, you'll speak for Lexi. I'll pull you a card. One, the UK, not only are they being invaded by Islam, right? And they've allowed it to happen. They just basically allowed them to come in and do what the fuck they want for the last 10, 15 years. They have a king who won't even address he is the defender of the faith. He's the leader of the church. He won't even say anything about Easter. Like, give me a break. His last dinner, he had challah meat and they didn't have alcohol. Like, what the fuck is that? You're English and you didn't have a drink? Sorry. Doesn't go over too well with me. Can understand if you have a problem or whatever, but yeah, just because this Nigerian guy came over, I don't give a shit. He could drink water. That's the thing, is like, not like it's pushing out that heritage that has been around there, right? And in pushing out that heritage is really allowing things to crumble and crumble quite quickly. Anyways, I digress with that one. But anyways, he was saying that the UK is in trouble. That's where it goes. UK is in trouble. They only got 1 tanker of oil, and definitely you're on an island, for fuck's sake. England's an island. It's all of Europe's going to be in trouble, right? Pulls out my troll so hard. Yeah, he's Trump is. I think he's an ass. I think he lies through his teeth. Um, I think he's not really in charge, but I don't think any president is ever in charge. Putin even said that in the interview with Tucker Carlson. He knows that who's ever the president is not the person in charge, right? And it's where life is quite you know he knows life is unstable. I think he has a different version of what it's going to be, but he's also, I don't know, he's got some energy there. I think Trump can be a time traveler. Ooh, that's a conspiracy theory. Hence that his uncle went in when Tesla died, and took all of Tesla's stuff and brought it back to the family, right? Hmm. And Tesla knew about time travel. I think he was getting when Tesla was like, he would talk about having 3D images come upon his hand when he was going. So I feel like he was really, there's a connection with him and the aliens. Like a lot of alien energy was coming down and showing him where different areas where you could get free energy and how to tap into that free energy and how to make or devise for it. But they didn't want him to do it, of course. I'm getting your card here, Lexi. It's coming. Okay. Whew, Lexi. Oh, 6 of Wands. Look at that. Celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Boom, 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 boom. Celebrate. So this celebration. 6 of Wands. Beautiful card. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is, we're bringing you in some real positive energy that's coming in, and passion and forwardness. So the fire is there. So this is where it's like it's not quiet, it's not secretive, but it's out in the open. So I feel like there's this energy that's coming in to celebrate for you, to come in and celebrate. It's like a magnet, and that you're being seen. So this is where it's not confusion, it's not hot and cold. This is, yeah, I like me, and I'm not subtle about it. I'm able to stand in and be that charismatic energy and allow for myself to be that, right? And come in with that celebration. And with that, there's something to do with the 8 of Pentacles. Now, the 8 of Pentacles, and it's coming in reversed. The 8 of Pentacles is very much using talents, right? What are your talents? And with the 8 of Pentacles being reversed with that is like looking at for something new. This is about effort, or a lack of consistent effort. You're celebrating, there's energy that wants to come in and celebrate, but it's a dedication, showing up, building something slowly but solid. That's what it is when it's upright. When it's reversed, this reversed energy comes in. It's inconsistency, short bursts of effort, then drop, not fully investing energy. So there's something there that feels like you have the energy, but your energy gets depleted very easily, right? And how that is being depleted. So there's something there, or something, a part of you right now that feels like, yeah, I get the energy, but what's depleting my energy? What's taking things away from me? Because there is a lot there to celebrate. There's a lot of energy, to sort of pump you up. But then it's like, whew, this is where it's like, what's there that's not aligning for you at this time. Now this could be where a hormonal thing going on, happening within you. There could be something there that you might need to get an analysis on for your energy, because it's fluctuating quite a bit. And looking at what that fluctuation is and how you can bring back that energy, that flow. You're also a generator, if I remember correctly, that you burn out very easily. And if you're burning at both ends, and being a Gemini, then there's a lot of energy that's burning. right? And so there's a lot of things that are happening, and you're burning out um, quite rapidly, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So with the 6 of Pentacles and the 8, no, 6 of Wands, with the 6 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles reversed, there's something there that I just gonna tap into this a little bit. It's like a high attention, low consistency. So there's a lot of attention, but you show up big, but not steady. So something there is pulling you back. It knows how to make an entrance and give attention, but there's something there of holding you back. So I don't know if you've been foggy or feeling foggy lately, or you are scared of, you're just tired. It could be that you're tired, exhausted of doing things, and just, wanting to show up, wanting to do things, but just feeling overly exhausted. Oh, here comes the sword. Huh. Okay. This is where the Knight of Swords comes in. The Knight of Swords is very much, um, he is he's forthright. He's going. It's like boom, here I am. And this is very, very precise. It comes in quick, speaks boldly, acts without overthinking, feels like a surge or a rush, right? Of this energy that comes in. And then all of a sudden, with this energy that comes in with this strong, like the 6 of Wands. So it's like strong attention. I want 8 Pentacles. It's inconsistency, lack of substance. And then in comes impulsive, where it's like, I got to just do this. So this is where it's fast and it's confident, but do not slow down. You does not slow down enough to build something stable. So this is finding balance. This is of um you may move things forward fast emotionally and physically, but there's a loss of focus. So we need to come in and bring in some focus, some balance, so that you can hold your pace and hold what matters for you. So it's like, what matters for you? The alignment matters, the truth matters, consistency matters. So you're it's like you're a test. You're testing something. You're something that you're under a test, and this is where it's fast energy, and is not the same as lasting energy. So there's a lot of energy surging through you, but it's just not lasting, and it's moving very, very quickly. So we have to look at, or you have to look at, what is it that I want to do going forward? What is going to be a sustainable energy for me to go forward? How can I sustain this energy? Because whatever you're doing right now, it's not sustainable. It doesn't feel sustainable. It feels like you run out of empty, and you got to pull over to the side of the road and just like, oh, I need a nap right now. So there's something there that I feel within you. I feel like there's some kind of imbalance, something that's going on. I don't know if it's hormonal, if there's something there that needs to be like recalibrated, so you are able to have that that flow, that consistency that you need in order to maintain what you need to maintain. I slept 12 hours last night, to bed at 6 and up this morning. So I never slept that much. Yeah, that's a lot for you. That doesn't sound like you at all. So there's something there that I definitely would go and get checked out. Yeah, take charge, take charge, take charge. The Emperor comes in. So the Emperor says, and to take charge. And so we want you to start taking that charge. We want you to start seeing things more clearly. There's a sort of kind of a split, of energy that's coming in, and that split can be very overwhelming for you. So this is where, looking at the capacity to be stable. The Emperor wants stability. He's a person who builds what he wants to build with a sustainability. It's block by block by block by block, but somehow it's like either you get frustrated, that's too slow, I just got to do it. But then it's like, are you building something that's very stable within you? And that going back to your health. So um, I feel there's something to do with health coming in, and and the energies that are coming in. And I feel like there's something that's there that needs to look at you and look at more of the grounding. So we need something of a good vitality, something that's going to give you that vitality, but there is an inconsistency in daily habits. So either whether it's bedtime routine, sleep, supplements, whatever, knowing what works but not sticking with it. And this is where it's pushing you through fatigue, and there's also something doing too much too fast, adrenals. So adrenals, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Adrenal stress. You got adrenal stress. Adrenal stress is coming in. So there's inflammation there within the adrenals. So something to do with your adrenals is coming in, that your adrenals are overreactive, they're overworking. And now I'm going to the thyroid. So the thyroid's overworking. Now I'm going into the autoimmune immune system. What's happening with your immune system? Something there is not consistent. So there's something there. Your adrenals are overstressed. You got adrenal fatigue. That's there, and there's stress on the immune system. Definitely go and get your blood work done. Not a doctor. I'm not a health professional or a doctor and everything. This is a disclaimer. This is only for fun, blah, blah, blah. But this is just what I'm feeling. This is what I'm seeing, because there's something there that needs to bring in that stability for you. Once you get that, and once you know, it's like they can put you on something or put you on some kind of substance or some kind of maintenance routine, to help for you to get back into your regular energy. This energy is also taking its toll on you, from the spring equinox to the full moon. There's a lot of energy that's coming in, and Mercury doesn't help when it's being in Pisces, right? So, and that's a very much a slow down type of energy, and wanting to slow down and get direction, and allowing yourself to get that direction. I feel more so like, yeah, take your time today. Don't try and clean the house. Don't try and do too much today. Just take your time, make yourself a cup of tea, watch some TV. Just allow yourself to come into more of a balance right now. When next week, make yourself an appointment and get an appointment. And it might be nothing. It might be nothing. It could be, but it's just something to know. There's also something to do with lower back, hips is coming in too. So skeletal system, fascia energy there. So, this is where, because things spike and then drops, pushing, exhaustion, things like that can take its toll on joints, right? Movement and joints, and it can be very hard on the nervous system as well. So the nervous system, in trying to regulate the flow of what's going on. So try and get to the same wake, sleep window routine. Listen to my 5-day mini series. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's day 3 today. Um, Simple, repeatable meals. Nothing overwhelming with meals. Very simple. Hydration, mineral support. Trace minerals would be very good to get into your diet and add to your water. And slower mornings, how not rushing into your morning, allowing yourself to come in. Yesterday was morning routine. You could take a look at that. Breathing, letting things out, don't overwhelm. This is not about doing 10 things. It's not about getting things done right away. And looking at different, herbs, crystals, and that to add to your diet as well. So, okay. Cortisol too. Cortisol's a bitch for us. Definitely. So, but looking at that, and then you're able to make you're able to bring in some kind of consistency with that. Once you know. Yeah. You're very, very welcome. See, there's a reason why. There's a reason why you came in, Lexi. There's a reason. So, there you go. Well, my loves. So, maybe there's a few of us, I think, in here. Well, maybe all of us, we could go in there. We should rule the world. Rule the world. You know, get it going. Get things organized. You know, and prioritize what needs to be prioritized in the world right now. And the number one thing to be prioritized right now is love, right? And so let's prioritize that within our own lives first. Then that goes out, that vibration goes out. So when we prioritize that within ourselves, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything with anybody else, you just do it for yourself. It comes out and it goes throughout your family and the vibration of your family. And then it goes out more and more and more. It's like a ripple in a pond. There you go. Have a blessed one, everybody. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you. And if you are wanting to subscribe to my moon subscription, link in the bio. And if you are wanting the mini series, it's free up on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So it's there. There you go. Have it all. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye. See y'all.